I think the biggest gaps that we're seeing in operational readiness is just the nature of it's really, really hard to get the number of planes to land at the same time to get a development project up and moving is really hard. And I think that's why you've seen the ones that are successful are the ones that have a strategic partner, a strategic component to that, because there's a depth of resource at a living and thriving company today that can be much more impactful to driving execution and kind of helping to shepherd projects to completion than even some of the kind of small to mid-tier infrastructure funds can't compete with. You need that bench strength and that executive leadership that is consistently kind of accomplishing those goals, irrespective of whether capital is present or not.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to say it better because it's really difficult. Whereas someone who's confident as an owner, a founder, whatever it may be, to say, I know this works, and I proved it in the lab, and maybe I am now proving it in the real world. But even then, taking the right steps, like you said, it doesn't mean anything until it's on paper. I mean, that's true, and there's sometimes a resistance to that, where no, it doesn't cost you money to go get a buy-in from a commercial partner or even a strategic partner, even it's non-binding in nature, but it shows that there's some interest and some marketability and commercializability to what you're doing, and being able to help those companies determine when to do that and how to do it is very important.
Well, one of the things that's universal beyond energy and energy transition, kind of all of the groups that we work with and industries that we touch upon, it's really hard to maintain the perspective that what you do isn't comfortable to capital. And the person who is kind of making the decision of whether or not to make an investment, it's really hard for them to understand your business. They don't live it day to day. They don't breathe it. There's a lot of language in your world that isn't universal, even for things that you would think are much more down the fairway. And so from what we've seen, the more that you have a strategic partner who you can point to and say, I'm not telling you this product is vital. This buyer, this household name buyer that you've known, that is a public company, that is a well-known strategic operator, they're saying, I'm willing to put my name behind this and say, I want to buy this. That type of efficacy is so much more important than it was a few years ago. To be able to have that, there's a lot of great projects out there. I, as an investor, how am I picking between any of them, whether I'm an institution or an individual? How do I know that this is the right place to invest? It's because there are already established logos, if you will, that are willing to put their image out.
Agreed.